There's a secret that's been hiding in plain sight, and it's probably the most underrated transformation tool that exists. You don't need a new wardrobe, you don't need expensive treatments, and you certainly don't need to change your hair or invest in heavy makeup. What you actually need is already built into your body, waiting to be awakened. Over the next few minutes, you're going to witness something that might actually surprise you. Real women, just like you, discovering how one simple shift in their posture changes not just how they look, but how they feel, how they move, and how the world perceives them. This isn't about vanity. This is about unlocking your natural presence and discovering that sometimes the most powerful makeover comes from standing a little bit straighter. Let's begin this journey together. The silent thief of your presence. Let's talk about something that's been stealing from you for years, and you probably didn't even realize it was happening. Posture is one of those things we hear about constantly. Our parents reminded us, our doctors mentioned it, maybe even a yoga instructor pointed it out, but we dismiss it as a minor detail. The truth is, posture isn't minor at all. It's foundational. It's the difference between looking tired and looking radiant, between appearing older and appearing vital, between fading into the background and commanding attention the moment you walk into a room. The challenge with poor posture is that it sneaks up on us. For years, we sit at desks, we scroll on our phones, we cradle our necks forward just a little bit, and it becomes so natural that we don't even notice it anymore. Our body adapts. We think this is just how we look now. But here's the thing that's going to change your perspective today. That slouch, that forward head position, that rounding of the shoulders, it's not your natural state. It's a habit. And habits can be changed. What happens when we collapse into poor posture is almost cinematic in its impact. That forward head position? It adds years to your face instantly. The skin on your neck loses definition, the jawline softens, the whole lower half of your face seems to blur. The way your hair sits changes too. It loses volume, it falls flatter, it frames your face in a way that actually ages you. Your shoulders roll forward, which compresses your chest and makes you appear smaller, less confident, and yes, older. And then there's the ripple effect on your entire silhouette. When your shoulders are rounded, your waist doesn't have that natural definition it could have. Your whole body seems to collapse inward. But here's what blows people away when they discover this. None of that requires expensive intervention. You're not getting a facelift. You're not changing your hairstyle. You're not adding makeup or new clothes. You're simply learning to stand the way your body was actually designed to stand. And when you do, everything shifts. That forward head position that was aging your face, gone. Your neck elongates, your jawline sharpens, and suddenly you look like you had some kind of procedure done, except you didn't. Your shoulders roll back, your chest opens, and instantly you look taller, more commanding, more present. The way your hair frames your face transforms. The way your clothes hang on your body completely changes. It's not magic. It's biomechanics. It's your body remembering how to be itself. This is what we're about to show you in a way you've probably never seen before. Real women. No hair changes. No makeup enhancements. No styling tricks. Just one simple shift in how they're holding their bodies. And the transformation is absolutely remarkable. When your head is properly balanced over your spine, your entire muscular system works in harmony. But when you move it forward, even just 2 or 3 inches, something dramatic happens. You're creating what we call forward head posture. And your neck muscles have to work overtime to hold that weight. Over years, this creates tension. It creates visible lines and sagging in areas that shouldn't be aging so quickly. And it creates this visual impression that you're literally being pulled down by gravity and time. Think about how you see your face in the mirror. You're usually looking down slightly at your reflection, right? Now imagine if you tilted your head forward more. What happens? Your jawline softens, your neck seems shorter and thicker, the skin under your chin loses definition, and little lines appear that weren't quite so visible before. That's not aging. That's just angle. That's just gravity working on tissue that's not being held properly. But here's what's wild. You probably see yourself in this forward position every single day. When you look at photos of yourself, you often look older than you feel, and you wonder why. It's not your face that's changed. It's your head position. The other piece that people don't realize is how posture affects the entire presentation of your body. Your shoulders are connected to your chest, your ribs, your entire upper back structure. When they round forward, which happens naturally when we're stressed, when we're at computers, when we're scrolling, it creates a compression in your whole upper body. This isn't just a physical issue. It's visual. Your chest caves in slightly. Your neck seems to disappear into your shoulders. Your whole silhouette reads as smaller and less defined. But the moment those shoulders roll back and your chest opens, everything changes. You're taller. You're more present. Your whole body reads differently in space. And then there's the hair and framing situation that most people completely overlook. The way your head sits on your neck dramatically affects how your hairstyle frames your face. When your head is forward, your hair tends to fall in a way that shortens your neck visually and can actually make your face look broader. When your head is properly aligned, sitting back over your spine, the same hairstyle suddenly frames your face completely differently. Your neck seems longer and more elegant. Your face has more definition, and honestly, it's like getting a free styling update without changing anything. This is the foundation of what you're about to witness. Women who have been carrying themselves through life in a compressed, forward position are about to discover what they actually look like when they stand the way their bodies are meant to stand. The shock isn't that they're suddenly beautiful. They always were. The shock is that they realize how much they've been hiding themselves. When we filmed our first group of women in their natural state, the posture was what we call normal modern posture. Shoulders slightly rounded, head slightly forward, the way most of us are carrying ourselves by the time we hit our 40s and beyond. Then we worked with each woman on one thing and one thing only, alignment. We didn't change anything else. No new hairstyles, no makeup application, no clothing changes. We just helped them understand where their shoulders should sit, where their head should balance, what it feels like to actually use their back muscles properly. And when we filmed them again, the camera captured something that's almost hard to believe is the same person. This is what posture does. This is the invisible transformation that nobody talks about. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. The magic of alignment. What actually changes? There's something almost mysterious about how much changes when we correct something as simple as posture. It feels like it shouldn't make this much difference. After all, you're not getting surgery. You're not adding or removing anything. You're just standing differently. But the moment you actually see it happen in real time, you understand that alignment isn't minor. It's transformational. It's one of those rare things in life where a small change creates a massive ripple effect. And every single ripple is visible. Let's break down what's actually happening in your body when you shift from that collapsed, forward position to proper alignment. First, there's your spine. Your spine is meant to have natural curves, a slight curve in your neck, a curve in your mid-back, and a curve in your lower back. When you're in that modern slouch, you're flattening out those curves. You're compressing your discs. You're creating tension in muscles that are designed to lengthen, not shorten. The moment you correct this, those curves reestablish themselves, and instantly your entire posture reads as more open, more tall, more present. Your neck is probably the most dramatic change people notice. When your head is properly balanced over your spine, your neck elongates. This isn't an illusion. It's actual physical lengthening of the structure, because you're no longer compressing it. When your neck is long and defined, something shifts in how people perceive your entire face and head. The jawline becomes more defined. The skin on your neck has more tension and lift. Lines that seem pronounced become less visible simply because the tissue is being held at a better angle. It's not that the lines are gone. It's that they're no longer being emphasized by poor positioning. Then there's what happens with your shoulders and chest. When you've been carrying that forward head position for years, your chest muscles tighten and your back muscles weaken. It's a vicious cycle. But the moment you engage your back muscles and let your shoulders roll back, your entire chest opens. This does something incredible for your silhouette. It makes you taller. It makes you look slimmer. It makes your clothes hang better. And psychologically, it makes you feel more confident, more capable, more present in your own body. Studies show that posture directly affects our neurotransmitters and our confidence levels. So this isn't just looking better. This is actually feeling better. What's fascinating is how posture affects the way light hits your face and body. When you're collapsed forward, shadows form under your chin and neck. When you're properly aligned, light falls on your face differently. The same lighting that made you look tired and aged when you were slouching suddenly makes you look radiant when you're upright. Your face gets lifted by gravity working with you instead of against you. The planes of your face catch light better. Everything is suddenly more luminous. And here's something that surprised us when we started filming these transformations. The way your hair moves and sits completely changes. When your head is forward, your hair sort of falls around your face in a way that can age you. When your head is back, aligned properly over your shoulders, the same haircut suddenly has more movement, more dimension, more youthfulness. It's the same hair. It's just being held and framed differently. But the most profound change, and the one that people comment on first, is something we didn't expect. It's confidence. There's something about standing properly that makes you actually stand taller emotionally. You're using your muscles correctly. Your body feels more stable. Your presence becomes stronger. And that radiates outward in a way that's absolutely undeniable. The women we filmed experienced this shift within minutes. What's remarkable is that they didn't just look different in the photos. They felt different immediately. One woman said, "I didn't realize how much I was collapsing until I stood up straight. I feel like myself again." Another said, "I can't believe this is just posture. I thought I needed fillers or something." That's the real power of this work. It's not just external. It's a complete recalibration of how you inhabit your own body. This is what we mean when we talk about the invisible makeover. Nothing was added. Nothing was taken away. The magic was in the alignment, in the remembering of how your body is actually meant to function. And when you see yourself standing like this, when you experience what it feels like to be properly aligned, something shifts. You realize you haven't lost anything. You've just been hiding underneath a layer of compression and forward positioning. Your best self was already there. You just needed to stand tall enough to show it. The facelift that isn't a facelift. If you want to understand the power of posture, pay attention to the face. The face is where we see the most dramatic transformation. And it's where the skepticism usually ends. People look at these before and after images and they genuinely cannot believe that nothing else changed. No fillers. No surgery. No makeup. Just posture. But the face doesn't lie, and the camera doesn't lie either. When your head is in that forward position, several things happen to your facial structure that age you rapidly. First, there's the compression of the jawline. Your jaw is designed to have definition and strength. But when your head is thrust forward, that jaw gets compressed back toward your neck. The angle changes. The skin loses the lift it should have. What looked like a strong, defined jawline suddenly looks soft and undefined. People often think they need fillers or some kind of procedure to restore that definition. But in many cases, they just need to reposition their head. The chin is another area where posture creates a visible change. When your head is forward, the area under your chin compresses. You get what's sometimes called a double chin appearance, except here's the thing, it's not actually extra weight in most cases. It's just the way the tissue is positioned when your head is forward. Move your head back, align it properly over your spine, and suddenly that area elongates and tightens. The same skin that looked loose and aged suddenly looks lifted and defined. It's extraordinary how much of what we attribute to aging is actually just positioning. Then there's the neck itself, which is one of the biggest giveaways of age. A long, defined, elegant neck is universally associated with youth and beauty. But a short, compressed neck with visible lines and loose skin? That reads as aged. The thing about the neck is that it's extremely responsive to posture. When your head is properly aligned, your neck elongates immediately. You're not stretching it or doing anything strange. You're just allowing it to be its full length. And that full length changes everything about how you look. The skin on your neck and jawline also benefits from better posture in ways that are almost cellular. When tissue is properly positioned and supported, blood flow improves. Lymphatic drainage improves. The skin itself seems to have more radiance and vitality. This isn't just about positioning. This is about actually improving the health and circulation in that area. Your face literally gets better blood flow when you stand up straight. And then there's the eyes and the entire upper face. When your head is tilted forward, you're literally looking down, which means your eyes are positioned lower in your face. This creates shadows under the eyes and can make you look tired. When your head is properly aligned and you're looking straight ahead, your eyes are positioned differently in your face. Light catches them better. The area around your eyes seems brighter and more awake. Crow's feet that seemed pronounced suddenly seem softer, because the skin around your eyes has better tension and better lighting. The cheekbones are another area where alignment makes a massive difference. When you're collapsed forward, your cheekbones seem to flatten and sag slightly. When you're upright, with proper alignment, your cheekbones seem to lift and become more prominent. It's the same bone structure. It's just being lit and positioned differently. But that positioning creates a completely different facial aesthetic. What we noticed when we filmed these transformations is that the face doesn't just look different. It looks younger. Not younger in a plastic way. Younger in an alive way. More awake. More present. More vital. The skin seems to glow differently. The eyes seem brighter. The whole face has a quality of lift and openness that's unmistakable. One of the women we worked with said, "I look like I got a professional facelift, but all I did was fix my posture." And she's right. There's no procedure that can do what proper alignment does for the face. Surgery can tighten skin, but it can't create the kind of radiance and vitality that comes from standing properly. It can't create that sense of lift and openness. It can't make the eyes brighter or the cheekbones more defined in the way that proper posture does. This is why we say posture is the invisible makeover. Because the results are as dramatic as many cosmetic procedures, but the method is completely natural and completely accessible. You don't need a surgeon. You don't need injections. You just need to remember how to stand. And when you do, when you see what you actually look like with proper alignment, the change can be life-altering. Because suddenly you realize that you don't need fixing. You just needed to stand tall enough to show up as your best self. The body transformation you didn't expect. Here's something that most people don't talk about when they talk about posture. And it's one of the most exciting parts of this transformation. When you fix your posture, your entire body changes. Not metaphorically. Literally. Your proportions seem to shift. Your clothes fit better. Your silhouette becomes more defined. And it happens without any weight loss, without any exercise, without any body-changing intervention at all. Just alignment. When you're in that collapsed forward position, your entire upper body is compressed. Your chest is caved in. Your ribs are compressed forward. Your whole torso seems shorter and thicker. But the moment you engage your back muscles and roll your shoulders back, something remarkable happens. Your chest opens. Your ribs lift. Your waist becomes more defined. You're literally the same body, the same weight, but you look slimmer and more elongated. It's not an optical illusion. It's biomechanics. When your chest is open and your spine is properly aligned, your body takes up space differently. The torso is where this becomes really noticeable. When you're slouching, your midsection can look undefined and soft, even if you're fit. When you're upright, the same midsection suddenly has definition and shape. Your core muscles are engaged. Your whole body reads as more toned and fit, even though nothing has changed except your positioning. Women often comment on this because they say, "I don't have to do extra work. I just have to stand up straight." And it's true. The moment you're properly aligned, your core is naturally more engaged. Then there's the way your whole body fits into clothes. Have you ever noticed how clothes fit differently depending on your posture? When you're slouching, clothes tend to bunch and fold in unflattering ways. Your shoulders pull seams forward. Your chest creates wrinkles and distortion in the fabric. But when you're properly aligned, clothes drape beautifully. Seams hang straight. Fabric flows. Necklines sit where they're supposed to sit. Sleeves align properly with your shoulders. It's not that you need new clothes. It's that your clothes finally fit you properly because you're wearing them the way they were designed to be worn. Your legs and stance change too. When your posture is poor, you often compensate by shifting your weight forward or to the side. This changes your stance and the way you carry yourself. When you're properly aligned, your weight distributes evenly through your feet. You stand with more balance and stability. Your legs seem longer and more elegant because your whole body is upright instead of collapsed forward. You move differently. You walk differently. There's a grace and ease that comes from being properly aligned that's completely different from the way you move when you're slouching. The overall silhouette change is something that shocks people. When we film women before and after, the first thing people notice is the face. But the second thing people notice is the whole body. The woman in the after photo looks taller. She looks slimmer. She looks younger. She looks more confident. All because she's standing straight. Her clothes fit better. Her proportions seem more balanced. Her whole presence is stronger and more commanding. What's interesting is that this isn't just about how you look to other people. It's about how you experience your own body. When you're properly aligned, you feel taller. You feel stronger. You feel more capable. Your breathing is better because your chest is open. Your digestion can be better because your organs aren't compressed. Your shoulders don't hurt as much because the muscles aren't working overtime to hold that forward head position. You're not just looking better. You're feeling better. Your body is functioning better. One woman we worked with said, "I didn't just look different. I felt different. I felt like I could take on the world." And that's the power of proper posture. It's not just an aesthetic change. It's a complete shift in how you inhabit your body and how you move through the world. You're stronger. You're more capable. You're more present. And all of that radiates outward in a way that's impossible to ignore. The body transformation that happens with posture correction is real and measurable. Your clothes fit better. Your silhouette is more defined. Your presence is stronger. You look slimmer without losing weight. You look taller without growing. You look younger without any procedures. That's the promise of proper alignment, and that's what we're seeing in every single woman we film for this series. Making the shift, your invisible makeover begins. Now that you understand what's possible, let's talk about how this actually becomes real in your life. Because knowledge without action is just information. But information combined with a simple practice becomes transformation. The beautiful thing about posture correction is that it's not complicated. It's not expensive. It doesn't require special equipment or a gym membership or hours of your day. It just requires awareness and intention. The first thing to understand is that correcting your posture isn't about forcing yourself into an uncomfortable position. That's actually counterproductive. You can't sustain a position that feels wrong or painful. This is about learning what proper alignment actually feels like, so your body can naturally gravitate toward it. Most of us don't feel slouched. We feel normal. That's the problem. So the first step is understanding what proper alignment feels like in your body. Here's a simple way to find your alignment. Stand with your feet about hip-width apart. Imagine a plumb line running through your body from the crown of your head down through the middle of your spine, through your pelvis, and down to the space between your feet. Your ears should be aligned over your shoulders. Your shoulders should be aligned over your hips. Your hips should be aligned over your ankles. That's proper postural alignment. When you find this position, notice how it feels. Notice where you feel engaged. Your core is naturally more active. Your back muscles are gently engaged. Your neck feels longer. This is what proper posture feels like, and this is what you're training your body to remember. The thing about posture is that it's a habit, and habits take time to change. But here's the exciting part. You're not actually changing your body. You're just reminding it of how to function optimally. You have all the physical capacity to stand properly right now. You always have. You've just developed a compensatory pattern over years of sitting, scrolling, and modern life. So this isn't about forcing yourself into something new. It's about releasing the pattern that's been holding you back and allowing your body to return to its natural state. One of the most effective tools for building postural awareness is mirrors. Start spending more time noticing your posture in mirrors and reflective surfaces. Don't judge it. Just notice it. Without judgment, awareness naturally leads to change. When you see yourself slouching in a mirror, you'll naturally adjust. You don't need to force yourself or feel guilty. You just notice and gently correct. Over days and weeks, this becomes more automatic. Another powerful tool is the wall. Stand with your back against a wall, heels a few inches away from the wall. Let your back, shoulders, and head touch the wall. Notice how this feels. This is proper spinal alignment. You can practice standing this way for a few minutes daily, and your body starts to remember what this alignment feels like. Then, as you move away from the wall, try to maintain that same feeling of alignment in your body. Pay attention to how you sit. Since so much of our day is spent sitting, your sitting posture is crucial. Sit all the way back in your chair so your back is supported. Keep your feet flat on the floor or a footrest. Your shoulders should be relaxed, not elevated. Your ears should be aligned over your shoulders. Your screen, if you're using one, should be at eye level so you're not looking down. Small adjustments in how you sit throughout the day make an enormous difference in your overall posture. The key to making this sustainable is understanding that you're not trying to be perfect. You're trying to be aware. Perfection is unsustainable. Awareness is transformative. When you're aware, you naturally gravitate toward better choices. When you're aware of your posture, you naturally stand a little straighter. When you're aware of how good it feels to be properly aligned, you naturally want to maintain that alignment. As you start to correct your posture, you'll notice changes almost immediately. Within days, people might comment that you look different. You might catch your reflection and think, "Who is that? Oh, that's me." Within weeks, the alignment starts to feel more natural. Your muscles are stronger. Your habits are shifting. And within months, proper posture becomes your new normal. You're not thinking about it anymore. Your body just knows how to stand. This is the invisible makeover. This is the transformation that costs nothing except awareness and intention. You don't need a facelift. You don't need fillers or injections or new clothes or a new hairstyle. You just need to stand tall. And when you do, when you allow your body to remember how to function properly, everything changes. You look younger. You feel stronger. You move with more grace and presence. You show up in the world as your best self. Not because you've changed fundamentally, but because you've finally allowed yourself to be seen. What you've witnessed today isn't magic. It's not a secret trick or an expensive procedure. It's the simple, profound power of allowing your body to be what it already is. Every single woman in this series experienced this transformation. And the thing that struck us most wasn't the visual change, though that was undeniable. It was the shift in how they carried themselves afterward, the confidence that radiated from them once they realized they didn't need to change. They just needed to stand. Your body has been waiting for this moment. It's been waiting for you to remember that you're capable of being fully present, fully aligned, and fully yourself. The invisible makeover isn't about becoming someone different. It's about finally showing up as the person you've always been. Start today. Notice your posture. Correct it gently. And watch as the world around you shifts in response to the shift you've made in yourself. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Path. We're here to help you discover that the greatest transformations come not from changing who you are, but from aligning with who you already are.